I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly, Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling the Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, you guys? Today's show is sponsored by our friends over at BetUs.com. BetUs is offering 125% deposit matching up to $2,500. So sign up now and use code JOIN125. BetUs has decades of online betting experience and millions of satisfied customers. So place your wagers on BetUs.com. Get your deposit matched, and don't forget Philly Fresco when you're rolling in that dough. Link is in the description, and thank you so much to BetUs for your continued support. Now let's get back into it. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today's gonna be kind of I don't want to say rant. Rant comes with like a strong, kind of. I don't want to say a rant. I don't think this is gonna be a rant. But this has been a very disappointing offseason. Now, a couple years ago, when we were very quiet in free agency, I made this statement to someone, and I was reminded about it today, that I'd almost rather strike out on a bunch of free agents than just not do anything. Honestly, I don't believe that anymore. This is worse than not doing anything. Like, we are getting turned down by almost every player that we come in contact with. Thank God we got Hassan Reddick, because honestly, Hassan Reddick was all that we got. That is literally all we've gotten so far. Whether it was wide receivers that we just were priced out on, or people that just didn't want to come to Philly. I mean, Stephen Gilmore got a nice amount of money, but I don't think it's enough money to have thrown us out of the, talks. And apparently, per Josina Anderson, we made a very strong push to get him. Obviously his wife even said that we were trying to get him. So is Stephen Gilmore like the make or break player for this Philadelphia team? No. Is he gonna, by himself make us a Super Bowl team or a championship caliber team? No. But it's basically the story of the offseason. We're only getting guys who either have something to prove, can't get a big contract somewhere else, or just want to come to Philly. I mean, that's really what Hassan Reddick wanted to do. He just wanted to come home, and that worked in our favor. Obviously, we didn't pay him pennies, but, we got a good deal for him. He probably could have got more somewhere else. I see somebody saying Kaiser White. Kaiser White is a decent player. We'll see what happens. We were having the same conversation about Anthony Harris last year. We were having the same conversation about Eric Wilson last year, calling it steals. And, the only person that I think that we got last year that actually worked out for us is no longer on the Philadelphia Eagles. Steven Nelson was probably the only free agent pickup that we got that actually, was worth his chips. I mean, it's frustrating. I don't know if it's literally just price tags, if it's literally just the money that is holding us back from going and getting these elite players, but for it to continuously happen, it's starting to worry me that people just don't want to come to Philadelphia. It's starting to get me a little bit upset. I'm not going to be lying to you, but shout out to everybody already in the chat, man. We got 21 people in here. Take a second, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got 21 people in here and only 5 likes. Can we get 20 likes real quick? I really appreciate that from you guys. But shout out to Michael DeJean in the building. Big Moose said he was waiting on the dope intro. Well, I hope you stuck around for a little bit, because we definitely going to talk. Drew Johnson, what's going on, brother? And shout out to all the channel members in the building. Big Moose says we have too many holes to be going into the draft with. Should have signed more. Yeah, should have signed marquee free agents to plug some of these. And it doesn't have to be marquee guys, but even with this Tyrann situation, I've heard different things. I've heard that Tyrann Mathieu is most likely not going to get signed till after the draft, but I've also heard that we're sending out offers that just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I keep on hearing. So that's what I'm starting to believe, is that Howie Roseman is just a cheapskate. Howie Roseman is just probably giving these dudes $20 and saying, hey, in a couple years it might be worth more. No. We're over here worrying about inflation when we're trying to get players on this team. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I really don't understand what the mentality of this team is right now. We're missing out on players. We're nowhere near better than we were last year. My thing is messing up again. Let me know if I'm chopping up or not. Make sure y'all can see me and everything. Make sure y'all can see me good. But we're nowhere near better than we were last year. We're nowhere improved. This is not making me feel better about the future. Like, you know, like nothing we did this year. I mean, look, if Kaiser White works out and he becomes, you know, a terror in this league, becomes a top 15 linebacker in this league, I'll eat crow and I'll be ecstatic. But if he does, will we pay him? Will we pay him? Realistically, I think that Steven Nelson proved that he deserved at least another contract. At least the 2 years. I would have gave him the 2 years and kept it pushing. He got like 2 years, $12 million. I would have done that in a heartbeat. I would have done that in a heartbeat. What do you expect when you draft a guy and he's good? Are we just not going to pay these guys? It's getting very worrisome for me. And I, you know, maybe I'm overreacting, and I do that a lot. Ray, but we got to get you a moderator, man. I don't like people in here without that moderator. And then East Coast Gridiron said, oh, no, excuse me. Michael DeJean says, I would love if Howie drafts a receiver in the first round and in the third round. I don't want to do that. I'm good on that. I don't really want a wide receiver in the first round. We're about to do the 18th pick for the Eagles. Probably tonight. I'll probably do it. Just waiting on one more person to send that wink wink at the person if you're watching this. But either way, you know, I really am not looking for a wide receiver in the first round. I don't think it's something the Eagles need to do. I don't think it's, you know, I understand wanting to get better, but especially in this draft, I think that you missed on so many other key spots. You're going to have to prioritize those, in my opinion. You have Devontae Smith. If you can spend a third round, maybe a fourth, maybe a second round pick on a wide receiver that comes in and is your number 2 off rip, I think you have to be happy with that. There's other spots of need right now. We put ourselves in a bad situation. It is what it is. That's really where we are right now. We kitty cornered ourselves into having to pick best player at our need. What's going on, East Coast Gridiron? What's going on? Hope either Stingley, Hamilton, or Davis slides to us at 15. If Stingley or Hamilton slides to us at 15, obviously you guys know I'm gonna be live for the draft, right? If one of those guys slide to us, I'm going crazy. I will go crazy. And if they don't pick them, oh my God, no. But if they slide to us, I don't see any way that they pass us. I would love for one of those guys to be there. Davis, I mean, I think he probably will get to us, or if not, he'll get very, very close. So if he's one guy that you really like, you can always move up for him. But Ray says White is a good player. He is. Gilmore is going to a contender. No one ever discussed the incentives because we don't see them. That's how GMs make it competitive. Facts. I mean, we could have done that. We could have done that. Are we a competitor? No. Are the Colts a competitor? Maybe not. You know, we'll see what happens. But I don't know, man. I don't know how he's lowballing free agents. He definitely is, Moose. It's probably a little bit of all the above. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to feel like. I feel like people just don't. Philadelphia doesn't have. We've never been the largest or the sexiest market, right? I'll give you that. We've been a pretty decent, we're a pretty good football, especially sports, I think in general, pretty good sports market. You know, and obviously we contend. Are we the most championship laden city in the world? No, but you know, we contend in most sports. So I don't know. I guess that just doesn't hold weight anymore. That just doesn't hold weight anymore. It all falls on the GM in the long run. Frustrating season to say the least. Facts, man. What's going on, Ryan, bro? What's going on? Roland, I agree, though. It's like, you know, there's a lot of things that I can't put on the GM. There is. But we do not take risks. And I understand that to a certain extent. But also to a certain extent, when you continuously miss on a certain position and you can fix that position in free agency, I think it is your duty to do that. I think you have to do that, and we just don't do that on a continuous basis. On a continual basis, we do not do that. What's going on, Eagle Slayer? What's going on? Michael DeJean says, that's okay. I wouldn't mind that kind of money for a 31-year-old cornerback. Bro, 2 years, $12 million. I would have done that in a heartbeat for Steven Nelson. I was saying this on air that I would have paid up to 7 for him a year. I think that he deserved it. Guy says we're better than last year, but not contenders. I respect that. I don't see how we got better. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 30 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. I really don't see how we got better. How did we get better? I mean, you can argue that, you know, Jalen Hurts is another year in the system. You can argue that these coaches have another year with these guys. But I don't know, man. I really don't see how we got better. And like I said, I'm not trying to sit here and rant all day, but like, it just doesn't make sense that we're continuously in this position. We're always in this position. And maybe it does come down to Howie. What's going on, Eagles Realist? What's going on? What's going on, Wills Duncan? What's going on, True Savage in the building? I'm here, Philly. Just finished the meeting. What I missed? Not much, Macau. What's going on? What's going on? We just talking. I'm just trying to figure out why nobody loves Philly. You know, I feel like Will Smith in that scene where his dad keeps leaving and he's just like, why he don't want me, man? Why do none of these free agents want me, man? You know, I'm over here checking, like, the things that Philadelphia Eagles fans do to try and get people over here, and it's just not working. And maybe it is just our GM. I don't know. Spike says, cry me a damn river. I think we are getting Tyrann after the draft. It's possible. I've heard that as well. I've heard that's a possibility, and that they just really want Kyle Hamilton if he falls. Honestly, I'd get both. I'd be cool with both. If we signed Tyrann Mathieu today and Kyle Hamilton fell tomorrow, I would be cool with both. I really would be. I do not feel comfortable with Marcus Epps or Anthony Harris, or I don't even know who else is our safety like right now. I don't feel comfortable with any of those guys being even our number 2. So I'm good on it. Like, let's just go all out. We never have good safeties anymore. The last time that I can realistically say that we've had a dominant safety pair, some people would say, you know, the Super Bowl run and everything. I don't even think then. I think our defensive line was just eating uncontrollably. But I would go back to like Brian Dawkins, bro. Like, we have not had a good safety pairing in so long. I'm not paying that kind of money for an old cornerback. What's old? I'm sorry. You know, Stephen Gilmore is still playing at a high level. 12 million maybe is a lot. Maybe it's a little bit more than, you know, you would want to, but it was that type of market. But Steven Nelson, you can't tell me you wouldn't pay $6 million for him. I would have paid $6 million for him if I had $6 million. I would donate it to a foundation if I had it. I just don't understand it. Maybe I'm not seeing it the right way. Shout out to Macau with the $10 super chat. He ain't say nothing, but I appreciate you, bro. Go Birds. I don't know. Can y'all hear that? I love that super chat sound. I don't know if y'all can actually hear the super chat sound, but either way, where was I? Appreciate you, Macau. Joe, I'm a Jags fan, man. Nothing is worse than that. You guys will be okay, Howie, with that Jaguars mentality, though. I remember I went to the draft party when you guys got Blake Bortles, and I'll never forget that draft party. Blake Bortles was cool. I used to live in Jacksonville for a long time, and I used to be a chef before I did all this, and you know what I do on the side. I used to be a chef, so I used to go to people's houses. I went to Tim Tebow's house and cooked for him. We went to a lot of different. Oh, you don't hear the super chat sound? I gotta figure out how I do it. I don't know how to turn it up, but I'm gonna figure it out because it's the best. I love it. It's the Go Birds. That kid saying Go Birds to that Vikings lady. It's the best in the world. But yeah, no, Jaguars, you know, it's Jacksonville's a fun place to be. Their stadium is like in the middle of the hood, like legitimately in the middle of the hood. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, shout out to you, man. Shout out to the Jaguars. Shout out to UCF Jaguars. That's my guy over there. This young defense is a lot missing. Yeah, there's a lot missing on this defense, Ryan. And yeah, we are young. But you got to add talent, man. You have to add talent. We don't have no veteran presence. Anthony Harris is our veteran presence right now. Everybody want to go to sunny California. Yeah, and get taxed. These boys getting taxed out there in California. Have fun with that. especially when you hitting that different bracket, you getting like half of that paycheck gone. I'm not buying that. The Eagles made a push for Gilmore. They probably were interested, but gave him a low ball offer, just like they do with Mateo. I wouldn't be surprised by that either. I know that, you know, like I said, the wife of Stephen Gilmore said that we were calling about him, and, you know, that we really wanted him, and obviously Josina Anderson kind of, you know, echoed that and said that we did make a push for Stephen Gilmore. What is a push, right? It's such an open word. Who knows what they actually did or what they actually gave up? No Gilmore, I'm talking about. Oh, Gilmore. Yeah, I mean, 12 mil is a lot. 12 mil is a lot. I could give you that, but I probably would have paid it if I'm being honest. Make these anti-Howie videos after the draft. Too many Eagles content creators putting out negative material. I'm not talking junk about the draft. It is what it is. I'm upset right now about this free agency. I'm upset that and it's really not even a negative spin. It's really just trying to figure out why we keep striking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. Don't get me wrong. I get wanting to be optimistic about what's going to happen in the draft, and I am. I think that there's a lot of great players. I hope that there's a very low possibility of them actually missing or striking out in the draft, and they don't get a chance. They don't get a choice, right? That's the beautiful thing about a draft. But I want to know why the people that do have a draft or a choice are continuously choosing not to come to Philadelphia. And shout out to East Coast Gridiron for becoming a member, man. Shout out to you. Welcome to Philly, the fam. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 31 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get this thing to like 25 likes. Let's get this thing to 25 likes. I would appreciate that. All right, where was I? Because Eagles don't pay players. Yeah, that's true. The Eagles are lowballing free agents. People are all upset because Howie didn't make any impressive free agency moves beside Riddick. But fact is, he may not be finished yet. Drafting the right round one wide receiver could be big for the offense, Joe. I'm not big into going for a round one for wide receiver, but even so, even if I would, that's not free agency no more. And realistically, I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I honestly, I agree with you. I really do agree that we shouldn't get our tails, you know, all rough, our feathers all ruffled because we didn't go out there and get the sexiest name in free agency. My hang up and my question and my concern is, why do none of these people want to play for us? Why, you know, is it an internal issue? Is it just strictly money? Is it, you know, if it's just strictly money, then it is what it is, and I get it. But like, if it's an internal issue that they just don't want to work with this guy, I really don't get it, and I need to figure it out. Shout out to my guy, East Coast Gridiron, man, with the $20 super chat saying big ups. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And everybody go check out East Coast Gridiron. We're going to have them on the show pretty soon, man, because I like how they talk, and they challenge me. Whoever runs the actual Twitter and the YouTube challenge me, and I love it. I like that we have good conversations. I appreciate that $20 super chat, my dude. I appreciate you. Mark G says Mr. Wing. Who's Mr. Wing? Who's Mr. Wing? Hassan played in a defense that was blitz heavy. He may not be good in this defense unless he's okay in his own scheme. I get what you're saying. I think that we're going to use him more as a guy with his hand in the dirt. My boy runs this podcast called Panther Nation Podcast, and me and him kind of talked off air. I should have probably did it on air one day, but me and him were talking about Hassan Reddick when he came to Philadelphia, and he was telling me if we use him as a guy, as more of an edge rusher, they think that he'll blossom in this system. But the Eagles did say that they want to do a couple different things, right? They want to be different. I keep saying this. They want to have multiple defensive looks. They want to be a 3-4. They want to be a 4-3. They want to be a good defense. All these things are things they're going to have to work on next year. But no, I definitely agree with you. He's kind of, and this is why I even said he is very pigeonholed to what he can do. And this is why in the beginning of the offseason, I was like, let's not go crazy looking for Hassan Reddick, because it might not be realistic for the numbers that he might be, you know, calling for. But obviously, we got him for a deal, so it worked out. Oh, I see where Mr. Wing is. All right, we got to give you a moderator, bro. We don't let people in here without moderators. The team is rebuilding. Wire fans so hell bent on wasting money. Build through the draft, paying Matthew 13 mil plus per year is not worth it. I think it is, Mr. Wing. I think it is. You know what I'm saying? I really do. There's no real answer. There's no real answer because I think that the value that Tyrann Mathieu would bring to this team is further than just your wins. Like, do I think that him adding him to this team makes us a 10 to 13 win team? No, I don't necessarily think that. I just think that you have so many young players in the secondary, especially, that you don't have any veteran voices outside of Darius Slay. And I'm sorry, you're not selling me on Anthony Harris as a veteran voice. You're just not. If you would have kept Rodney McLeod, I might not be banging the table as much. Or I might be banging the table with a different reasoning. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I get both sides of it. Don't get me wrong. And that's why I came on here. That's why I came on here, because you guys calm me down. Or you guys tell me, yeah, you're jumping off the ledge for a reason. So, I just need to know. I just need to know. Drew says he's not freaking out. I would love a championship, but you don't get there without microwave. I get that. I get that 100%. Mike, my boy Marcus says this all the time. Black Marcus says this all the time. You can't have that microwave success. You can't just instant, noodles this thing. It's gonna take some time, and I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. There's nothing I can say about that. Yeah, I need to figure out how to do the super chat, man, because it sounds dope. It's the Vikings with the kid when the Vikings lost and he was like, "Go Birds." He was in front of the dad. I love that thing. But anyways, didn't know you were a chef, Joe. That's really cool. Yeah, that's how I actually got to travel a lot. I've lived in a lot of different states. One day maybe I'll just do a live where y'all can just ask me whatever y'all want. I don't really care. It could be worse. Dallas is lowballing everyone. Facts. Respectfully, I don't care about Dallas. I respect that. I like that. Facts. They got a whole ass pool to where folks piss it. Bro, that pool is disgusting. I would never get in that pool. I think they're pretty cheap, though. The tickets to get into the pool are pretty cheap. The Eagles have their own work to do. That's a fact. We need Matt Corral, the next star quarterback. It's funny that you keep on saying that, and Matt Corral's literally the only quarterback that we've had a pre-draft visit with. I don't know if you know somebody, but if you do, man, you got to let me know. You're going to have to DM me your insights. But we got 36 people in here, man, and we only have 23 likes. Can we up those likes real quick? I would really appreciate it if you hit that like. If you are new to this channel, we do this darn near every day. Ask anybody in the chat. We have amazing guests. And we have a lot of fun, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're new. We would really appreciate that. I know Zach, that's why. McLean, he wasn't though. Got hurt against Baylor for one. Oh, hold on, I skipped over like 20 things. My bad, y'all. Where was I? All right, here we are. Zach says that Stingley hasn't been good since his freshman year. He got demolished by Devontae every time he lined up across from him. I get it. But at the same time, that freshman year is not something you just look away from. I will say we looked at, we had who did we have? Sam Monson from PFF. And something he said to me kind of stuck with me about, because we were talking about Derek Stingley. And he was like, when you have a season that good, you as an organization probably just look at it and say, if he gets back to that, we have probably one of the best players in this draft. If he would have came out of college after that season, who knows what would have happened? Who knows where he would have got picked? He might have been in the top 5, top 10 of that draft. So, you never know. Stingley has all the tools. That's the thing. Really like Corral, but Eagles are drafting him unless he falls to the 4th. Quick release, good runner, above average arm. You think he would have to drop to the 4th? Honestly, I think if the Eagles see one of the quarterbacks they like in the 2nd round, I think they're pulling the trigger. I wouldn't be too surprised if it was the 2nd pick of the 1st round. If we traded back and still took a quarterback, I wouldn't be surprised by that. I think the Eagles look at this and see nothing but possibility. Nothing but possibility. And it scares me. Scares the living bejesus out of me, y'all. Scares the living bejesus out of me. I gotta stop closing this out because I keep on losing where I am in the chat. East Coast says, I know my stuff. I run it all. My man Don sits in the corner. Howie is banking on the draft. If he misses, we are in trouble for the next 10 years. Facts. It's a fact, man. It's a fact. And shout out to my beautiful wifey in the chat. I see you. I see you. I see you. What's going on, girl? Stingley's a stud. I like Stingley a lot, man. I really do. Relax, bro. You're not a scout. Sauce played nobody in that conference. That's another thing I will say. Look, I do like Ahmad Sauce Gardner a lot. I think that he is one of the top cornerbacks in this draft. You can make an argument that he'll be the first one to go off, and I can't really disagree with you too much. But we look at Cincinnati. Who has Cincinnati really played? We've heard this about so many other players. We've heard this about Devin Lloyd, but we don't really hear about Sauce. We don't hear it about Desmond Ridder. We don't hear about Brian. Well, we kind of hear it about Brian Cook. We don't really hear it about Alec Pierce. Like, you know, who have these guys played? I think they played decent competition, but why is that not being brought up? Yeah, you already know, ECG. You already know, East Coast. You already know. Corral definitely going first round. I think I'm pretty sure. I would be surprised if he's not one of the first two off the board. Personally, I think Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, and I like Carson Strong, but that's a lot of risk. I wouldn't say first round, but so I would say my first round guys would probably be Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, maybe Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis is a lot of potential. I don't know what he is right now, and I don't know if he can start right now, if I'm being 100% honest. Corral has all the trails. So yeah, I didn't know that they went. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know he covered Jameson. I would love to see that. I gotta see that. Stingley shut down Jamar Chase. Everybody just shut down everybody at this point. What's going on, T. Lewisburg gang? If you ain't got a wrench, man, I gotta give you one, bro. Come on now. Where are we at? Where are we at? I'm still wondering what the F happened to Tyrann Mathieu. I think he's still wondering. Look, if Tyrann Mathieu comes to Philadelphia, I will be so happy. But I don't like to do this, but I gotta say this. But if you look at his Twitter, he's been liking a whole lot of stuff from New Orleans. Like a lot of, you know, I know that's where he's from. But he's been watching like Little League games. Like, he's going to the Saints, man. He's not coming to Philadelphia. I think right now it's all a formality. The only way I see the Saints not picking him up is maybe if they get Kyle Hamilton in the draft, but he's not passing us, so I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think we're getting Tyrann Mathieu. I would love to. I'm over it. He said you only watch tape for clout. What clout you get from watching tape? What type of clout you get from watching tape? Corral for president. Man, I feel you, man. A lot of people like him. I hope we do pick him. He's going to be the next star. Philly injuries is better than one good season. I'm confused. Banking on somebody getting back to how that was one year. That doesn't sound that familiar. Wentz. Facts. No, that's facts. That's facts. That is definitely facts. What's goody, bro? What's going on, Chief Keys? What's going on, brother? Eagles will draft a quarterback. You heard it here first. I wouldn't be surprised. I really would not be surprised. You know, a lot of people say that to me like as a joke. I would not be surprised. There's so many players in this draft, and there's so many quarterbacks that can possibly fall. Like, if Kenny Pickett goes first and Malik Willis goes second, there's a high possibility that Matt Corral's right there at 15 or 18. There's a high possibility that somebody that they really like, or vice versa. You know, there's a lot of ways that this draft can go. I did say, and I do believe this, I do think that 3 quarterbacks will go in the top 10 just because I feel like that always happens, even when they say that it's not like the strongest of classes. But I think that 3 will go definitely in the top 15, but I think 3 might go in the top 10. So, you know, we'll see how it falls. And I'm hoping that a lot of quarterbacks go, to be honest. Easy Money says, fire stream. I appreciate you. I think we'll get another running back in the draft. Eagles ain't drafting a quarterback this draft. We need another running back. There's a lot of running backs I would look at like in day 3. If you're looking for a running back, look at like day 3 guys. All right, that's where I'm looking at least. I can't tell you what to do, but guys like Jerome Ford, guys like, you know, what's Holmes' name? Dalvin Cook's brother, James Cook. Who else? Tyler Algier is another guy I like. There's a couple guys that I like. There's a kid from Oklahoma State, so there's a couple kids that I like at the running back position that are coming off late in the rounds. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We still got 32 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family if you are new. Join the memberships if you'd like. It's only $1. You know what I'm saying? I'd appreciate it. I definitely lost where I am in the comments again, but we're going to try. What's going on, Backyard Podcast? What's going on? Hey, what's good, brother? Long time, bro. We got to get you on Me and Victory Big Ticket Show. Yeah, holla at me, man. Holla at me. Holla at me. You got my my Twitter. I got you. Talking about getting people on shows. Shout out to my guy, Philly 500. Shout out to Lord Brunson. Lord Brunson's going to be on Dan Sileo today. Philly 500 was on Dan Sileo yesterday. Shout out to them, man. That's dope. That's dope. That's fire, man. It's cool to see big media respecting what YouTubers do. What content creator. Well, I have to put them in frame. What content creators do, right? Because we bust our tail, man. We bust our tail, and I'll tell you this much. I'm not saying this just because I am a content creator, but you're not getting this type of draft coverage. You're not getting this everyday, in-depth, actual coverage from big media, unfortunately. So I'm glad that they're seeing what we do. I'm glad they're seeing what we do. So shout out to my guys, man. That's big. Need a punt returner, kick returner too. Let's get one. A name I keep hearing is Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones is a guy I keep hearing from University of Houston. He could be a possibility. Wouldn't be mad if they drafted Matt Corral in the first round. It could happen. I don't think QB is going to be on the table. It doesn't make sense to start over. I mean, we're not too far in this process with Jalen Hurts, so maybe it does to them, and maybe next year we're not in a situation to be able to get a quarterback. He lives down there, though. East Coast, haha, I got you, bro. Sauce locked up. Players from SMU, USF, Temple, Murray. I'm sorry, that's kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of funny. Y'all really arguing about Derek Stingley? I like Derek Stingley. I would be so happy if we got Andrew Booth Jr. with one of our picks. He is this year's PS2. Patrick Sertain, you think so? What's going on, Kenny? Shout out to you, man. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, you think so? Booth is nice. I like Booth a lot. I think he kind of gets drowned out in this class a little bit, right? Because a lot of people talk about Trent McDuffie. A lot of people talk about Derek Stingley, Ahmad Sauce Gardner, and he kind of gets drowned out. I think he's right up there with those guys. I want you, Clout Joe. We better not draft a quarterback in the first round. I'm going to lose my mind if I do. Hey, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, do you want Jalen Hurts to be your quarterback, or do you want your quarterback to be good no matter who it is? Like, would you rather just struggle with Jalen Hurts, or if Matt Corral can realistically come in here and be better, then let him come in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not against us getting better at the quarterback position, no matter what it takes. I really don't care. That's the most important spot. So Matt Corral will take Jalen's job. Yeah, I can't even say probably. He's definitely a better thrower than Jalen Hurts is right now. I don't think that's really even close. Sills loves Philly 500, as he should, man, as he should. Ronald says nobody wants to come here. I like Jalen, but he's not a quarterback that attracts people to come here. That's very true. That's very true. Nigel B says there's a 6'4" corner who ran a 4.3 or 4.4. Should we take a chance on that guy in the third or fourth, or trade up for Gardner? Also, I like the idea of trading back to get value in the second round. Are you talking about Martin Emerson? Is that who you're talking about, Emerson? I don't think that we're in a position to take a chance at the cornerback position. I think you got to get one of these guys that are close to a sure thing. I'm of the mindset right now. We've took so many chances at the cornerback position and it hasn't worked. If we can get him, I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong. If you're talking about Martin Emerson, I like the kid. But the Eagles have lived off taking chances, and I've about had it. If I'm being 100% honest, I'm done taking chances. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 50 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you are new. Let's get to 4K by like the end of the draft. That would be dope. That would be dope. That would be dope. Joe Real One always on top of the coverage for the Birds. You already know, Easy Money. We got to do what we got to do. Joe's always realistic. Respect that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Sills was on Barrett this morning looking like he was staring past Beach Street 22. Dan Sills is a special kind of someone, man. He's definitely a special kind of someone. What's going on, Philly 559? What's going on? I'm making this chat spicy. These people better. Shout out to Ronald Yancey with the $2 super chat saying, keep up the good work, bro. See you next time. I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you with that $2 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. I said that like 10 times. I said I appreciate you know I appreciate you if I said it that much. Don Corleone says we need Dax Hill. I would not be mad at getting Dax Hill. And I brought this up the other day, man, and I would love to know what you guys are thinking about this. Is 18 too high for a safety? Is 18 too high? Whether you like Dax Hill, whether you like Jaquan Brisker, Lewis Kine, I guess, is a guy you could put up there. Maybe a Jalen Petrie. Is 18 too high? I would say 18 is a little bit too high for a Jalen Petrie. But other than that, I don't know. I think that if you can get yourself a safety you feel very comfortable with, why not? Daxton Hill got nice size on him. He's a little bit lanky, but I like him. I think he can do a little bit of everything. I would not be against that pick at all. My bad. I gotta tell you, I get messages and I forget that I'm live. I gotta keep talking. But anyways, Mark G says, Joe, would you drop back one of the picks in the first round or pick up another round two? It depends. It really depends on what we're doing here, right? It depends on how far we're moving back, but I wouldn't be against it, especially depending on how the board drops. I wouldn't be against it. I would not be against it. I can't say no, but I can't say definitely let's look for an avenue to do that. It's got to be the right pick. It's got to be the right pick. It's got to be the right package. That would be perfect. Go Birds regardless. Exactly. Tyreek Woolen. Okay, I have heard of him as well, UTSA. I have heard of him as well. I don't know enough about him because he didn't really play at a big school. I don't remember what school he played for, but he didn't play at a big school. So I don't know enough about him to sit here and say that's a chance I would take. I would take a chance on a Martin Emerson. But to go with a guy in the fourth round, you're taking a big chance. We just haven't been that lucky. We haven't been that good at picking up players that late in the round. So I don't know if it's something I'm necessarily willing to do right now. So we'll see what happens, man. Zachary upset, bro. Zachary, why are you upset? Zach and East Coast Gridiron. I'm about to bring y'all both on the show and just let y'all hash it out. Y'all just gonna hash it out, man. That's funny. I like Emerson though. Emerson's good. Good. I would go 15 cornerback and 18 safety. That would be beautiful to see. I doubt that the Eagles would ever do that. That would, maybe, I don't know, man. I did a video not too long ago. Actually, I dropped it today about the players that I would trade back for and players I would trade up for. Definitely go check that out. Let me know what you're thinking because I definitely think there's some names I would be cool with. What's going on, Show Nuff? Show Nuff, the best name on YouTube. I'm telling you. Don't let that happen unless you want to see a murder. Well, me and my girl love true crime, so maybe you could be our entertainment. We love true crime, so maybe that could be our entertainment, man. That's hilarious. I love it, man. I love it. Stingley would legit break his ankles trying to cover Terry. This is woo. Keep that heat, Zach. Keep that heat. I hope you're here for the actual draft. And obviously next season as well, because, this is going to be interesting. Look, the Philadelphia Eagles are in a position that they have a lot of different options. And depending on who you are, depending on how you feel about this Philadelphia Eagles team, that could be a great thing. That could be a terrible thing. Like, realistically, it could be great that we have so many options, or it could be horrible that we have so many options because we haven't made good choices as of late. So, Philly, how the F you gonna take a quarterback with 19 interceptions in his past 26 games? Hey man, it is what it is. I don't get paid those big bucks to make that decision. I'm just saying right now the Eagles, when picking quarterbacks high, have not missed that much. I will say that I can't think of the last quarterback that we've taken in the first round that was a terrible player. Obviously we don't do it that much. So I think that they have a good track record So I'm hoping for the best. If they feel as though he's a upgrade over Jalen Hurts, and they feel as though he can be their franchise guy for the next 10 years, I can't sit here and tell them that they're dumb for doing it, because I mean, we all saw it last year. I like Jalen Hurts. I respect Jalen Hurts, and he's a great person and all that jazz. But we got to be honest with ourselves about what this draft has. But either way, I am about to get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that dropped in. Be sure to hit that like if you are new to the family. I gave out a lot of wrenches, so I'm assuming there's some new people in this chat, like Isaiah Burns. I don't know if you're already subscribed, but subscribe if you are new. We are on the road to 4K, but I'll probably be live tomorrow because, I have no life. But other than that, y'all know what it is. Hopefully Tyrann Mathieu comes to Philadelphia in a couple minutes because I'm getting off the live. But y'all know what it is. It's Fly Eagles Fly, and we out here. Peace. What's going on, you guys? Today's show is sponsored by our friends over at BetUs.com. BetUs is offering 125% deposit matching up to $2,500. So sign up now and use code JOIN125. BetUs has decades of online betting experience and millions of satisfied customers. So place your wagers on BetUs.com. Get your deposit matched, and don't forget Philly Fresco when you're rolling in that dough. Link is in the description, and thank you so much to BetUs for your continued support. Now let's get back into it.
Everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do 'em in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.